Alright, let's have a look at how to make this double exposure type effect. Now you can do this on both the iPad app and Breeze Booth for Windows, but today we're going to do the demo in Windows. So let's jump in and have a look. Alright, so I'll just get back out of here. So the first thing I wanted to do was create sort of these crosshairs on the screen to help people line themselves up when they're taking the photo, because this effect works quite well, I think, when it's sort of symmetrical or cut right down the middle of the face. So what I did is basically I just made a new ready overlay file that had the start button on it, as well as these crosshairs. So once we added that into the folder of assets, we're good to go there. Now on the print layout, it's pretty simple. So basically we have a background image, and this background image was just this forest scene. So we've got sort of the dark trees on the left and the white sky on the right. Now obviously I'd rotated this because to get more of the effect, even though that's not the correct way a forest would grow sideways. But what we're looking for is sort of like a dark and light contrast. And then once I'd done that, we added our photo to the canvas. And I scaled it up a bit just so I can make my head will take up most of the frame. And if we have a look at the settings here, what I've done is just again made this one black and white. So I've dropped the saturation to 0. And then we've used a blending mode. In this case, it's the lighten blending mode, and we've applied that. So once we've done that and sort of got our position correct, we are good to go. So we'll just go ahead, save all that, and we'll run a session and see what we end up with. Alright, so I'll just try and get myself lined up roughly, and I'll hit start. Alright, let's have a look. So there we go. My alignment's a little bit off on that one, but you can see the effect is coming through where I'm sort of half my face is sort of blending into the outline of the trees on the right there. So it's really quite a striking effect. Now, to do it properly, you would usually do this in Photoshop, and you'd also be doing a bit of brushing and masking. But you don't have that ability or option when you're doing live events, so this is a really quick and fast way to do it. It's not as good as what you could do in Photoshop if you spent the time, but it's good enough for a live event situation. Now, a few things to be mindful of as well is that I think this effect probably works better when you've got a solid dark background, or at least in this example. And also, you have to be just mindful and watchful of skin tones. So darker skin tones might have a different effect. So you'd have to play around with lighting and just different settings as well. But this is a basic demo. It gives you the idea of what you can do once you sort of jump into these blending modes in the print layout and compositing in Windows, Breeze Booth for Windows and the iPad app. So there we go. If you have any questions, jump into the comments and let me know.